Hey everyone, we're uh, we're going through an Ascension Handbook still by Tony Stubbs, channeled work by his higher dimensional frequency Serapis, or man, how would I better put that? It's Serapis is a frequency that lines up with Tony Stubbs. They're on the same wavelength. Their frequencies match up, so when he's channeling, he's a easy contact. So I wouldn't call him his higher self, but I would still say that he is of the same mind or of the same consciousness, of the same frequency. But we're going through the three myths. It's section 6. The three great myths: love, truth, and power. We just did love a couple of days ago. I'm sorry, I'd been super busy for the past couple of days. I, for some reason, make myself busy. I've had nothing to do, and it drives me crazy. So I go around and I make a list around the house, and shit gets done. I hate having nothing to do. But we're going to go ahead and get into the myth of truth. This is a really amazing segment. I think the next one is the best, the myth of power. Power over, power with. Two separate things, but still power nonetheless. But the book really sums it up pretty nicely as to the illusion of power. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. I'm going to try and get through the myth of truth and the myth of power. It's a really long section, but just bear with me. Maybe we'll just turn it into 2 videos. The myth of truth. Another great myth of the physical plane is that there is something called the truth. This particular myth has been the cause of more wars and conflict than all the other myths put together. The notion that you could express multidimensional concepts in English, German, or any other current language is outrageous. Although Hebrew comes a lot closer than any other. So he's biased towards Hebrew. Maybe it does. It's the closest language to Sumerian, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's just his opinion. So the notion that you could express multidimensional concepts in English, German, or any other language is outrageous. No, my friends, on the physical plane, all you'll hear are opinions, often based in turn on the hand-me-down opinions of other people, picked up somewhere along the way. So treat everything you hear, see, and read as opinion, including the ideas in this book. There we go, see? There's only one person who can judge what is real and true for you. That is you. Only you can judge what is true, real, and just in your life. Only you. Christ spoke about people seeking teachers, going to and fro seeking knowledge. Like the truth is inside you. Quit running to and fro. I catch myself when I'm going to and fro on my Discord servers. You know, I'm always in the mindset of I want to learn something new today. But I find that the truth is inside me. All I got to do is go into the temple and meet with Father, meet with the Source, and I can have all the truth I want. So that's the point we got to get the whole world at. Everybody on this planet, we got to get them into that conscious space of the truth is inside you, not outside of you. So let's keep going. I'm sorry, guys. If you believe that the world is a hostile place, ruled by an angry, vengeful God, then so it is. For you, that is. Or if you believe that the universe is benevolent and that spirit is guiding you at each step, then that's what you will experience. It's all about a mindset. Reality is infinitely complex and malleable because it's designed to be that way. The universe is not a static mechanism within which you have to find your way. It's created specifically to support all beings in an infinite variety of expressions of the Source. In an infinite variety of expressions of the Source. That's a powerful statement. We I like the bucket analogy of buckets of water within the ocean, basically, within a greater water. There's holes in the buckets, so the water is constantly being exchanged between the bucket, but yet the bucket still sees itself as separate. But the water is constantly going to and from within it. So we are one with the source floating in the water, but yet we still view ourselves as separate. So that's the best analogy of separation from source, but still one with source that I have ever come across in my life. The creativity is how the source knows itself and grows, and this includes supporting you in your expression of what you believe to be true. The folks at the Earth Mission in Sedona, Arizona summed it up delightfully with, "The universe rearranges itself according to your pictures of reality. The universe is indeed a reality creation playground in what you create, knowingly or unknowingly, depends on what you believe to be real, i.e., your pictures of reality. Now you store your opinions about reality in your fields. These are the pictures you hold about you, and you in the relation to everything else, spirit, other people, your job, your mate, and the universe in general. The events in your daily life are actually fabricated in a higher dimensional holographic-like framework, a kind of reality factory. You, in collaboration with everyone you work with, play with, or just know casually, meet in this non-physical reality factory to just know that. Sorry about that. I hate it. I've marked up this book so much that I'd lose my place just going from one line to the other. I'm sorry. Okay. Get to the last sentence. The events in your daily life are actually fabricated in a higher dimensional holographic-like framework, a kind of reality factory. You, in collaboration with everyone you work with, play with, or just know casually, meet in this non-physical reality factory to create the circumstances and events of your respective physical plane lives. You may catch yourself doing this while dreaming, for example. So everyone you meet, you have already set that up. Everything that happens in your entire life, you set up with the other spirit, with the other higher dimensional spirits of those other beings. You set up those interactions to learn something from them. It's often when we try and hold on to, like, say, relationships that are just falling apart, we don't realize that, you know, we only set up this agreement for this time and for this amount of time, and dragging it out normally just tears us apart. It hurts both you and the other spirit being trying to keep a hold of something that is dying. You're like literally trying to resuscitate a dead horse, and the horse is already gone and left. So yeah, there's a lot in this book. Some pretty awesome stuff. Two main factors determine the kind of experiences that you'll bring into the physical plane. Obviously, spirit has an agenda. This is always positive and beneficial to your growth, even though it may not seem so. Moment by moment, look hard enough and you'll see why you had the car wreck or had your purse stolen. Man, I had my purse stolen last week. No, I'm kidding. As we approach Ascension, you'll find that experiences intensify and the pace of life speeds up, because you are trying to crack open old pictures of reality and replace them with new ones at an ever-increasing rate. The second major influence on the events you experience are your pictures of reality. Limiting, fear-based pictures make it difficult for spirit to bring through healing, loving encounters with Limiting fear-based pictures make it difficult for spirit to bring through healing, loving encounters with yourself and others. Someone living in fear is just not giving permission for spirit to put through love-based experiences. This means, of course, that even love may be interpreted through the eyes of fear and thus distorted. If there is no one galactic truth, This means that you can pick any set of truths you like to make up your pictures of reality. I kind of have a hard time agreeing with that, but I swear it rings true. I guess I've just been indoctrinated through Christianity just for so long, man, that I always go with the Christ concept and the Christ perspective. But I think that we're missing a lot of what Christ taught. I think Christ was probably the greatest yogi to ever walk the face of the earth. So I think that we, in the past, have construed the words of Christ to fit our reality, instead of conforming our reality to the words of Christ to understand what he said. There's a lot of deeper meanings and hidden scriptures in the Bible that you just don't they don't relate to you until you understand consciousness. But yeah, let's keep going. I'm sorry. So it makes sense to pick those that bring you joy and allow you to be happy. But please don't think that you'd be living in a fool's paradise. You'd actually be living in a very sane person's paradise. But even then, there's an alternative. You could work very hard at trying to figure out what to believe is true. Mankind has been hard at this since the days of separation. So you'd be in good company. But once you pick something to believe in, you automatically stop searching and exclude everything else that could be true. For example, limiting the source to the Christian definition of God excludes the qualities of Allah, Yahweh, the Great Spirit, and the countless other deities described throughout time. Why not take the easy way out and ask yourself as spirit, what's true? Here you have all the answers you'll need, and at least for the rest of your lifetime on the physical plane. See, I found that the church, the Catholic Church back in 300 AD with the Council of Nicaea, they brought, I think it was even before then possibly, they brought out Yahweh. They made the Tetragrammaton, the Yod He Vav He, YHWH, or YHVH. It's an expression of your lower nature. It's an expression of your carnality. To project a God outside of you and project your will and your energy toward that instead of inwardly to your higher nature, to your higher self, filling your fields with love and just spirit. Instead of having love flowing throughout your fields, you have fear and shame, which are totally not good for you. But let's keep going. That's just my personal opinion about Yahweh and exterior gods. They're stealing your energy. That's how we manifest. We need to find the power within, instead of projecting it outward and letting these people use us as energy, as batteries for their energy vampirism. Contacting yourself as spirit has never been easier. Some folks dash from one channel to the next, desperately seeking the truth. And there's no shortage of people willing to be an outside authority. But you have all the answers within you. So stop, relax, listen, and trust. You may have a little trouble initially distinguishing between spirit and overactive mental body that wants to control the experience. Just thank it and tell it to get out of the way so that it can learn from some new neat stuff. That usually works, is what therapists is saying. Tell your mental body, your thought process to get out of the way. Tell them thanks but no thanks. And just quiet your mind. Quiet your fields. Bring the frequency up. Not down, but bring it up, and open your inner ears. Open your inner eyes, your spiritual ears and eyes. Close your mouth. God gave us, the source gave us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth for a reason. So there is no one reality and no one truth. There are your pictures of reality that you inherited from your parents, teachers, and peers. And there is the viewpoint of spirit as it flows through your fields, often distorted. However, by limiting pictures of reality. That was all in parentheses. I hate it when they do that because it totally messes up the next sentence. Because of such distortion, an encounter with spirit is often attributed to contact with aliens, the devil, a god projected outside the self, or just your imagination. As never before, you as spirit are trying to batter through the pictures of reality that you as personality are holding. Ascension is such a vast concept that these little pictures have to go if you are to grasp even a fraction of what it means. So let go of any opinions of who you are, of who you think you are, who you think other people are, and what you think spirit is. Keep your belief system wide open and your discrimination alive and well. If belief is certain death to understanding, what do you have left? Belief stems from wishing something to be true. It is built on preconceptions, and prejudices, and opens its mind only to whatever fits its model. Faith, on the other hand, is a plunge into the unknown with an open mind, in the certain knowledge that it's all right to let go. Faith knows that it won't necessarily be safe or comfortable, but that it will be all right. Belief hangs on, faith lets go. You cannot find truth through belief, but only through the simplicity of faith. We're getting into some real meat here. I'm so enjoying this. I hope you guys enjoy this as well. Faith is the point of departure, but many searchers abandon faith along the way in favor of clutching at some belief or another. You cannot discover the mystery via beliefs, because you can only believe what you already know. But truth is beyond imagination. Nothing you can imagine could capture the enormity and glory of what's about to happen. So the only course is faith, an open mind, and an open heart. That is the myth of truth. I'm going to go ahead and just stop this video here, and I'll just go ahead and keep going, and I'll make the myth of power video. Right now it's power over, power with, and then we'll probably get into shame, because power is kind of a short subject. So we'll go ahead and get into shame right afterward. I'll just go right into it. It's a long subject, but it brings a lot of clarity. I'm sorry, I've got the hiccups, but it brings a lot of clarity out. I hope this message is super beneficial to you, as it is to me. I've literally learned so much in this, and it's made me think in so many different ways. Yeah. Bless you guys, and peace be upon you. Thank you all for watching. I know I don't say thank you enough. I just want to share what I'm learning with you guys. This is some amazing stuff. It's a whole new thought process for me. As we grow and learn, we create synapses in our brain, pathways that lead us from one thing to the other, and we make the connection between those two things. And sometimes we have to burn those synapses and create new pathways. It's like a drug addict having to think of something else to do instead of go do drugs whenever something bad happens or whenever they're bored. They literally have to realign their brain. They have to create new highways. They have to take side streets instead of the freeway. So yeah, just, we have to open our minds, open our hearts, and just have faith instead of belief. Because belief is belief in something that we already know to be truth. If we let go of truth that we have, whatever is actually true will come right back to us as truth. And whatever's the lie will stay gone, and you'll see right through it. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Bless you guys, and peace be upon you.